Hi, Essential Rituals fam. Gab here. I hope this live video is finding you all well. I thought I would jump on tonight with a couple thoughts for you because I am really gearing up for a big month of February. I'm super excited. I have a lot of events going on, a lot of intentions, and I've just been really working on clarity and also really actionable things that I can do for my business. And I also wanted to do a box reveal. Everybody loves a good box reveal. And I had mentioned in a post, I think last week or early this week, that I was really investing in my business. And this is probably the first time that I've made such a big financial investment directly into my business, other than products and oils. And I wanted to just tell you guys what those investments entailed and why. You're seeing me in all of my post boot camp glory, so sorry if my hair looks a little bit weird. I just got out of the gym. So the first thing I want to say is I'm really loving on this doTERRA train guide right now. And this was a gift that Jen sent to me. She had sent me two of the different train guides. This one is specific to Premier and Silver. And as of right now, I'm at a solid elite. I've been at a solid elite for a couple of months. It's going really well. And my next two goal ranks obviously are Premier and Silver in the fairly short term. So I've really been just going through these guides because they're absolutely incredible. And there's a few things that have come up that I think are so important and pertinent to all of us. I think these are things that no matter what rank you're at should be really present in your business. But I'm really loving these ones because they're so concrete, they're so doable. So the first thing is that they've listed 6 vital action steps. So the first one is personal development. The second one is share and invite. The third one is classes, one-on-ones. The fourth one is enroll customers. The fifth one is lifestyle overviews. And the sixth one is business overviews. And I think this really comes back to this kind of a narrative that's been going on in our team, but I think it's just starting to really anchor in and make more and more sense for me, especially in my business. The importance of prioritizing, I'm someone who really loves prepare. I love prepare more than anything. It's an OCD gal's dream. But the importance of really seeing people, doing one-on-ones, following up, and getting people enrolled is really the basis of this business. And when I talk about enrolling people, it's not just enrolling and opening an account, but re-enrolling. They're re-enrolling every time they place an order. They're re-enrolling every time they update their LRP. So just kind of the idea of really being very mindful of time wasters. And I'll get to that a little bit later with this investment that I was talking about. A couple things that that were so incredible that I just wanted to mention. A reminder that actually Drea posted, which is so important, and I wanted to reiterate it for anyone that is building. Your LRP template has to be at 100 PV at all times, not just at the time of your order. It should always be open with 100 PV worth of product in it. So, if you adjust it and remove and you keep the LRP template open, but you only have one item in it because you're waiting to choose what other items are, that actually doesn't count. You really need to always have 100 PV in your LRP template. That's super important. And that's in order for you to really be able to earn your commissions and your bonuses. So just keep that in mind. And if you're someone who's worried about not remembering or having the same oil sent to you twice, I have Post-its all over my office. You can put an alarm reminder in your phone. Do what you have to do, but make sure that 100 PV is in your LRP so you are earning your commissions. There's a whole section here on prioritize your activities, which blew my mind. And these are all things that we've spoken about before. These are all things that are super logical, but sometimes really writing them down is super helpful. So they wrote out here, create success by prioritizing important activities. Consider asking yourself, is this an income producing activity or a time waster? Avoid overscheduling by time blocking what matters most. Turn off your cell phone ringer during dedicated activities and leverage the time you have by multitasking. Use the following quadrants to guide your planning. And then what they have here is 4 different sections in order of importance. So one of them is essential, one of them is important, one is non-essential, and one is unimportant. So that's, you know, when you fall into one of those like Instagram holes or, you know, browsing social media, just general time wasters. And actually Jen K did this awesome live video after convention this year where she was talking about how she had really shifted the percentage of time she spent on support versus actually enrolling people. You guys can find that in the group, but it was a really great video, and it actually just pertains to this really, really nicely. So all this to say, you know, these build guides are amazing. I also wanted to briefly talk about something that Christine Russell presented on the last Momentum call. And it is this new way of doing her pipes that she is really loving. And I actually have implemented it the past 2 weeks, and it's absolutely incredible. It's called 2x4, or the 2-2-2-2 method. And basically it's as simple as it can be. It entails contacting 8 people per day in whatever form. It can be text message, email, you know, pigeon carrier, whatever way you want to contact your people. But you're basically being sure to contact 2 new people a day, following up with 2 you have had contact with but aren't clients or enrolled yet, contacting 2 wholesale customers to see if they have questions or if they need help, or sending them a resource, sending them, you know, a link to a video that you find inspiring. And then for people who have teams and who are building with teams under them, you want to contact 2 of your builders as well. And you know, she made sure to say that you know, you wanted to make sure that the connection was authentic. You wanted to make sure that the things that you were reaching out about really came from the heart, but they didn't have to be long emails. They don't have to be complicated. Sometimes it's just as simple as reaching out just to tell you, I really appreciate you as a customer. How's that lavender roller going? Something as easy as that. But really, you know, sometimes we get caught up in this idea of pipes and doing them all and doing, you know, sometimes it's hard to figure out how to time block, especially if you have other projects or if you're working full-time, etc. So with this system, you have 20 minutes of your day where you are reaching out and contacting 8 people. And those 8 people, you never know what's going to come out of it. So I think it's a really beautiful system. I've adjusted it for myself a little bit, seeing as I only technically have 1 builder. I'm also being sure to really reach out to my sharers a lot, reaching out to people who are loving the oil, seeing if they want to host classes, etc. So you can take that form, that 2x4, and you can kind of adjust it to your needs. So loving that. There's a little bit of strategy work. Master the message, which is amazing. And okay, this last part that I want to talk about goes with a reveal. So I was talking about how I invested in my business. You can invest financially into your business. I think that's the thing that most people, when they think about investing, that's what they think of automatically. There are other ways to invest in your business, such as time. Actually, that's probably the other big one, is investing time in your business. Going into February and March, have very specific goals. And I also know that I have a lot of events going on, a lot of contracts. So my resources are actually less in time and more financial right now. So I made the decision to invest in 3 different things. So the first thing I did with my AR balance and my accumulated points is I placed an order in the US warehouse. The reason I did that is because the US warehouse has a bunch of products that are really wonderful for gift bags, for incentives, for enrollment packages that we don't have in the Canadian warehouse. So I used my AR and my points directly into my business. An example of some of the things that I purchased were Deep Blue rub samples, On Guard toothpaste samples, the Slim and Sassy gum, and the On Guard protecting throat drops. So these are small sample size things that you can put in really sweet little organza bags. You can hand out at different events. You can hand out at your classes. People love them, and they're already made for you. Now keep in mind, if you don't have a lot of liquid to invest, you can actually purchase these things in the more bulk forms and make your own samples of everything. But again, I know that going into February, I have a lot of classes, but not a lot of time to create samples. So I decided to reinvest with my AR to have the samples pre-made for me. I also contacted Canadian customer service and told them to put a note that we would really love to have access to these samples in the warehouse. And apparently it's in the works. So 2 other ways I invested financially. The first one is I placed an order with Moo. I told you guys that. But just to clarify what that order contains, it contains a bunch of different stickers that I'll be able to use on the different home blends that I'm making. I also reprinted more business cards because, if you want to be taken seriously, you need to have nice business cards, guys. As much as online and your Instagram, your Facebook are really wonderful, it's also really nice to have a very good looking business card that you can give to someone that you can even scratch a little note on. And I also had 50 really beautiful postcards made. The postcards on the front are from these really beautiful, a really beautiful yoga photo shoot I did. And then on the back, I really left them as a blank postcard. And that way I'll be able to use them for many different reasons. So as thank you cards, I'll be able to drop them in the mail. I'll be able to use them as invites. So they're really, I'm going to be able to use them in a lot of different ways. Whereas sometimes we'll get things printed that have specific information written on them. But this way I can use them for pretty much any use. The only thing I made sure to do was have my email, my phone number, all of my contact information, as well as my website on them so that people could get in touch with me if they wanted to. I then placed an order with My Essential Business, Canadian company that really helps us organize our business. And right now they're doing a Boost Your Business sale. It's meb.ca or com. Anyways, you can find them on Facebook. They're having a really great sale on all business necessities right now until the 31st, I think. So you still have a couple days. And I just want to show you the different things that I ordered for my business. So it comes in this really beautiful box with a thank you note because they're so sweet, the people who work there. They also always include a Lindor chocolate, which is like, obviously, they have my heart when they do that. Now, a few things in here are more gifts for myself. So the first thing is that I really needed a new wallet. Oh, sorry, I don't think you guys can see me. I have a bit of a halo. I really needed a new wallet, but I wanted a wallet that said Badass Oil Entrepreneur. So they have these amazing monogrammed wallets that are actually also oil clutches. So you can put your oils in there, and then on this side is your wallet. When I saw it, I was like, okay, I absolutely need that because I get to keep my oils with me at all time. And then you're paying at the counter for something. You open this, it smells amazing. And the person behind you is like, oh my goodness, what are those? Boom. Connection. I also purchased a bulk bottle of fractionated coconut oil for sample making, for home blends, etc. I purchased a package of 50 5/8 drams for samples. They come in this really great box, and my Essential Business has really stepped up their game in terms of packaging, because they used to have them in Ziploc bags, and unfortunately, it would make the glass less stable. But now they really keep them in these boxes, so they package them in a way that they're way more reliable and they won't break. So that comes from the Calia company. So there's 50 of those for different samples. I also purchased these incredible rolling misters. I don't know if you guys have seen these before. These make for amazing enrollment gifts. And they are 10 ml roller bottles that are double-sided. So on one side you have your roller ball, and on the other side you have a mister, a spray mister. So one of the things I'll be doing as an enrollment incentive will be making homemade On Guard hand sanitizing spray as a enrollment gift. So again, just finding ways to invest back into your business that are, financially accessible. You have the oils at home, you can make the products yourself. So these come in packages of 6. I also purchased a 12-pack of 5 ml bottles. These are beautiful as well. And I actually really like working with the smaller bottles instead of the 15. So these are the cobalt blue. There's 12 of them. To make pre-diluted whatever bottles, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm thinking this will be maybe Serenity or Easy Air pre-diluted. So that's super exciting. I purchased 6 of these gorgeous wood grain 10 ml rollers. Again, gifts, enrollment incentives. Keep in mind, February is a big month for everyone. We also have a BOGO coming. So if you really want to jump onto that BOGO train, you can sometimes, add an extra gift. So if you're really trying to hit a specific rank or really trying to hit a certain OV amount, you can actually create your own BOGO. That's something that I've been doing quite a bit lately. A couple more things in here. I got these MEB top 10 oil colored pamphlets in French. My Essential Business has an entire French section with all of these amazing resources in French. So useful. And obviously, since I would say 3/4 of my clientele are francophone, this is great for me. So I just purchased a whole whack of them. I purchased about 50 of those. There's these beautiful breakthrough affirmation and essential oil cards. They are absolutely adorable. There is a pack, I think there's 22 cards in this pack. So again, any sort of workshop, this can be an absolutely beautiful gift. People love affirmation cards. I saw that Drea has been doing amazing self-care, self-love workshops. I have one scheduled in February too, self-love and aromatherapy. Going to be using those for that workshop. How to make learning about oils fun. There is this game called I've Got an Oil for That. It is a card game. I don't exactly know how to play, but yeah, it's a card game for oil users, experienced and new. It says for ages 7+ for 4 to 10 players, and I will tell you guys all about it because I'm definitely going to bust it out and play with it tonight. Apparently, you're supposed to play as a group, but I will definitely be using it on my own for sure. Sorry about that. I finally purchased the Essential Basics manual because I absolutely need it for when I'm giving classes. You know, I give a lot of in-person classes, I give a lot of one-on-ones, and I'm starting to have quite a bit of knowledge, but I know that I needed something that was super easy to carry around, very accessible, and had a lot of information. So this is the Essential Basics, spiral bound, you know, beautiful illustrations, so full of information. So really a great resource for classes. The last thing, and this is the last point I wanted to get to today. So they have this amazing section in the train guide called the what if section, where basically all of our fears regarding teaching are listed, and they gave answers. And so one of them that I thought was really pertinent was, I feel unqualified to teach. The answers they gave were, you aren't the expert and you don't need to be. Let the handout be the expert. Teach guests to rely on resources, not you. Share how products have positively affected your life, and simple classes lead to better duplication. I love that, and let me tell you why. I've become somewhat of an expert on several different categories of how to use oils. Oils for athletes, oils for recovery. You know, there are a few classes, the top 10 oils class, the top 5 oils class. I can teach them in my sleep, eyes closed, hands behind my back. I have been avoiding reaching out to certain populations of people in the community because I feel unqualified to teach them. So one area that I've really been hesitating to reach out to are pregnant women and young mamas. So what I decided was to invest in the class info sheets for pregnancy, birth, and afterwards, as well as essential oils for babies. It's brilliant because that way I can give them the basics of what I know, such as why doTERRA, everything about sourcing, everything about purity, everything about safety. But then I can follow along with this information and really teach my participants to rely on the resources they have in front of them. And I know that I already know I'm going to feel better about the people who reach out to me and who want to have, you know, information about essential oils for babies, essential oils for pregnancy, essential oils for post-pregnancy. So that's another way I've invested in my business, is getting resources that will help me talk to and reach out to populations that maybe before I would have been hesitant to reach out to and give one-on-ones because I was afraid they would ask me questions I wouldn't be able to answer. So that's it. The importance of investing in your business, your time, your passion, and also financial resources are going to make the difference. It is going to make the difference between whether or not you get an enrollment here or there, whether or not you can actually rank advance and hold that rank, whether you can solidify, and whether or not this is something that is actually going to be viable or something you are going to be feeding money and energy into and in the long run may not work out the way you want it to. It's like any new business. You have to invest in it. You have to be passionate about it. You have to make it a priority in your day, and that's it. That's what I'm learning. So if you have any questions, let me know. If anyone wants to chat about any of these things, or if you want suggestions for resources or some of the tear sheets and whatnot, just send me a message. I'm wishing you guys an amazing end of the month. We still have 3 full days to go out and get it. So go and hit those ranks, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.